Greetings from the cold north. This is Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. I'm out doing my thing, and this is one of my daily things that I do in the wintertime. I don't do it every day, a couple times a week when it's cold. And this is, if you're in the pastured business, like all of our mangalittas are on pasture. I don't have any of them, in confinement or in like a CAFO, concentrated animal feeding operation. Any kind of building where you have lots of pigs in there, all stuffed in together, is a CAFO, and we do not do that at all. I'll give you a panoramic view of what it looks like in the wintertime. So I have right now out 22 feeder pigs. And there was a question about what is a feeder pig. A feeder pig is a pig that we're not going to use for breeding purposes at all. It's usually a male that we've castrated. Here's old Derek, he's helping me bed. Go ahead, hop right in there, son. Yeah. And we're just feeding them out. We're going to feed them up to about 300 pounds, 250, 300, and they go to market. So that is what a feeder pig is. And I've got a group of feeders right here. This was a much bigger group. There's my main man, Derek, getting in there. And what we have to do once in a while when it's cold is we have to give them some bedding. And they get to lay down in it and pull it up around them and get warmed up. Their house is actually down there, and they will carry quite a bit of it down there. It's really funny, they really like him. See, they're all rubbing up against him and stuff. But okay, that's good. But all I do to bed is come over here with a round bale on the loader, and if I'm by myself, a lot of times I'll just hang it in there, and then they'll pull it off. And it gives them a nice blanket. Dries them up. I'm going to take this down to that group down there. You can just go and do the cows. The cows. Give them some bedding too from in the barn. Okay. And if you don't bed them when there's snow, they're out playing and they get wet, because they work up a sweat, and then when they lay down for the night, it's just they're not as comfortable. Now this group of pigs right here, they happen to like to get down in that shed down there and get out of the wind. It's just warmer down there. We built that shed down there because we noticed that in the wintertime, if we had pigs in here, they would always bundle up down there. So we gave them some sort of shed just to keep the snow off of them. If I put one of the big round tanks in there, they're not interested in it. They won't go in it. The little ones will. But with the little ones, I have to bed them more because when there's 50 of them in that little tank thing there, there's a lot of condensation, so we have to bed them every other day, or they come out wet in the morning, and that's not good. I lost one in there last week, don't know why, and it was a big pig too. It just wound up dead. He might have just gotten smothered, who knows. It happens. Okay, this is a different group. These are all feeders too, and they're all in the 300-pound range, and half of them go to process Monday. So the adult Mangalitsa's, at least on this place, are not really interested in shelters in the wintertime for the most part. So with these guys, what I'll do is I come down and drop them a bale once a week. You know, this bale is worth about 20 bucks, 20, 30 bucks. And you can see the last bale that I dropped over there in those trees. They moved it down there, and that's where they slept last night. They're pretty excited to get this bale because there's still a lot of grain in it, and they just like going through stuff. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lower this down. I want to tip it in so it goes in far away from the fence. There we go. Now you'll get to watch them have fun. They just think it's really fun. They have something to play with. And they have not been fed yet today, so it'll be I'm a little stuck. All right, there we go. There we go. It'll be something for him to do for a little while. So this group's going to be out of here soon. And then all we're going to have is our sows and probably about 10 feeders left. These guys are all going to process. They're nice looking animals. They're about a year old. They're all about 300 pounds. There's the loader down here in this field. This is my lower field. It's about, I don't know, 10 acres or so. There's a big pond in the middle of it. I think people have probably seen this. These are cedar trees that they've eaten the bark off of, and I knew they would do that when I put them in here, but those trees will cut them down and make fence posts out of them anyway, so they'll still be used. And then what we're doing is we take the branches off and pile them up right there. And that's a trick that I learned from old Joel Salatin. In one of his books, he talks about predation. And if you want to see how this place is set up, this is a pig field right here. And then right here is a hay field. And those are my chicken tractors, some of them. We leave them right where we left them off. All we do is prop them up, put a block under them to hold them up, and take the tarps off of them and the watering system out of them. And so the reason I leave that pile there is because it becomes a home for, mice and, stuff like that, small animals. And coyotes and foxes and skunks, in their environment, they eat small rodents like that. That's what they do. Even wolves, believe it or not, they eat that mostly. So if I provide a habitat for them, then it will keep those predators away from my chicken crop up there. So with my chickens, if we have 20 tractors going up there, there's 75 birds in each one. That's a lot of chickens. And the smell of those chickens just goes everywhere in the woods here. And, it brings predators in, and they're thinking this will be fun. We combat that with the dogs, of course. But I would just assume that the predators be here, just not where I don't want them. Because they're very useful to keep the mouse population down, and there's other little animals like that you don't want to overrun you. And my Great Pyrenees dogs, they're not really interested in mice. They don't run them off. So I do need the predators. It's like an ecosystem that we all kind of work together. I just don't want the predators in with my chickens, because they do bad things. Right now, speaking of predation, if you have Great Pyrenees, you really need a combination of males and females, is what we're finding out, unless you're configured differently than we are. Because the females are great during the day, or no, they're great during the night, but during the day, they really don't hear much going on. But the male is good during the day. Maybe he's good at night too. Maybe the male's just superior all around. I don't really know. But it seems like they'll be sleeping at the house and a group of crows will fly over out here. How they know, how they hear them, I don't know, but they come down here and they chase them until they've flown over our farm. Not that crows do anything to us, but hawks are pretty tough on us, red-tailed hawks, and they hunt during the day. And the other one that is very, very tough on us is the great horned owl. And they cleaned our ducks out this year really well. We had a couple of nice clutches of ducks, up in the, there was probably 5 ducks that had 15 apiece, and they pretty well all got cleaned out. Very sad. And it was a great horned owl that did it, because we caught him. So, okay, that's what we're doing. We're bedding, and here's how I get my straw. Right there, I get it by the round bale. Again, straw, someone asked the question, what's the difference between straw and hay? Straw is the stalks from small grains. The combine will go through and take all the small grains off and leave the stalks. UPS man's here. And then the stalks are baled up and sold to guys like me that want to use it for bedding. It's way different than hay. I mean, there are parts of it that are edible. The animals go right to it, and they eat quite a bit of it, but it's got insulating properties because it's like straws, there's a dead airspace in that straw. Hay is different. Hay is more of a feed. Not that you can't use hay for bedding, but it's not even close to the bedding characteristics and usefulness as straw. And straw absorbs quite a bit of moisture as well, and sort of suspends it. Right now, I guess I'm 13 minutes. I'll call this off. Mark from Baker's Green Acres, anyone can farm.